Right, hello. Welcome to a new video, guys. This video here is about the 5 most common things which people do wrong in karting. Okay, so number 1, not using the full track width. Now, by what I mean by this is they're not going from the outside to the inside to the outside on the corner. They're not using the full width. Karting and all motorsport in general, sim racing, car racing, everything along that sort of lines, that is all to do with angles. The wider the angle, the more speed and the less momentum you lose. So if you can keep your car with as little steering lock on the car as possible, you'll maintain the most amount of speed. So say you're going up to a corner. Let's call it hypothetically. It's a nice, easy 180 degrees right-hand corner. So you'd start on the left-hand side as close to the white line as possible. You would turn in. So you'd start your turning in from the outside. Then you will cut all the way to the inside of the track, and then all the way back again to the outside on the exit. This means you will be having the least amount of steering angle on your kart to get around the corner. Hence, more momentum you will be carrying. Same with a 90-degree right. You start on the left, cut all the way to the inside, and cut all the way to the outside. And then let's say that 90's now got a 90-degree left after it. So once you're on the outside, so you've gone through the first corner, so you've gone inside, outside, inside. Now you're on the wrong side of the track for the next corner. You want to swing all the way to the other side of the track as possible to open up those angles. Therefore, you will be carrying the most amount of momentum possible through the corner, and you will lose the least amount of time. So that's number 1 on my list. Right, so point number 2 in karting, which new drivers are doing wrong, and you need to get out of the habit of doing it. Turning in too early for a corner. So if you're having to turn in too early, you're going to have to correct yourself so you can carry the line. This refers back to point number 1. If you're turning in too early, you're making the corner too sharp of an angle, and you won't be able to carry your momentum. That will kill all your speed. If you're turning in early, you're obviously going to have to then turn back out of it and then turn in again. This needs to be one smooth, fluid movement through the corner. Okay, so tip number 3 now. Not looking further enough up the track. A lot of drivers, when new and beginning, they're not looking too far up the head of the track. They're all about what's happening there and then. That's not the right thing to do. If you're not looking further enough up the track, you can't see what's coming ahead. By looking at your front wheels, everything becomes quick. It's overload. There's too much happening. Whereas if you're looking further ahead, you look where you're going, you will see that the karting becomes smoother. You're more aware of everything around you. You'll also see lots of pictures. Like for a great example, I'll put a picture up right now. I'll stop this other video and I will put this picture up right now. There are plenty of photos of drivers as they're turning through a corner, looking past that corner at the next corner. It looks like they're not looking where they're going, basically, but they are. So that is tip number 3. Look ahead from where you're going. Be more aware of your surroundings. That way you can position your kart for a better position for the next corner. So here we go. Tip number 4 now. Not using your body weight. Karting is lightweight. You're low to the ground. Your body weight is a massive influence. Now, obviously, the lighter you are in rental karting, the faster you go. When you're up to owner driver karting, you'll hit there will be a minimum weight limit, and you'll have to hit that. But you can also use your height. So when you're driving, you want to load up your outside rear wheel. So you know when you watch motorbike racers, they're always leaning to the inside. They're trying to get their body weight as low as possible. In karting, it's a complete opposite. You want to load up the outside wheels because you've got 4 wheels. You want to load up the outside wheels to get as much weight onto them and as much traction. Now, if you've gone a bit too hot into a corner, you load up your inside or your outside front wheel just to generate a bit of extra grip, a bit of extra steering, and that will, 1, give you more steering, but it'll also, 2, it will slow you down a little bit, just in case you've gone a bit too hot and you're going to miss your corner. So using your weight. In the wet especially, if you're a taller driver like myself, using your height in the wet is a game changer. It will literally, I'll sit up, for example, you'll raise your center of gravity, and you can move your body around left and right to help you karting. There are even things called a Rain Master seat cushion padding type thing. I don't know. Tillet sell them, and you put it in the bottom of the seats for the smaller drivers. It's like a little cushion, 2 inches big. You can put it in the bottom of your seat, and it raises you up, so then you can use your body weight to load up what corner of the cart you need for that extra traction. So that's tip number 4. Okay, so the last and the most important tip I can give you from my own personal being for tip number 5 is, are you ready? The most important tip for number 5, I would say, is use practice wisely. Practice is there for a reason. Use it to explore the lines. Use it to explore braking points where you can get on the throttle. It's practice. Use it for a reason. Don't get stuck in a habit where you're just driving around doing what you're doing. You're never going to get faster. If you've got a comfortable speed, that's not fast enough. You want to be on the edge. And that's what practice is for. So practice, practice, practice. That's why they call it bum in seat time. It's the most important thing you can get in karting. Practice where you're braking. Brake later. Spin off. You haven't lost anything. It's not a race. Get on the throttle earlier. Spin off. You've not lost anything. It's not a race. Even trying different lines, especially if it's wet. Practice it. So if you think this video here has helped you at all, subscribe to me. Give me a like. I've got tons of different videos. I'm trying to update more and more. Let me know how this goes. And thank you for watching. Check out my other stuff. And I've also been doing a podcast with Kirith, which has been going down great. I think we're going to make that a weekly thing. Get on track with that. Thanks for watching.